Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today I just wanted to get into a thought that I had. It's kind of more of like a poetic or kind of like abstract thought a little bit, but I just thought it was very interesting. I was driving in my car and it was raining, and I came up with this concept because a lot of times when we are driving fast in the car, if you stick your hand out the window and the wind hits your hand really fast, it feels like you have almost this barrier around your hand. It just kind of made me think, and then one day it started raining while I was driving, and you know, the rain was still hitting my hand like normal. Well, I actually had like family members in the car when I had this thought, my kids, and they actually stuck their hand out the window and rain was hitting their hand, and it just kind of made me think about something. Don't mind, I'm going to read here from my notes a little bit when it came to this, but so my thoughts were that you think you have protection of the wind around you because you stick your hand outside of the window, but the truth is the rain is just falling straight down and it does not feel the wind you feel. Not a quote specifically, but just me just kind of rehashing my notes on my thoughts. And what it made me realize, what made me think of, and like I said, this is just an abstract thought, you can take from it what you will, what you want, is in our own space, when we're moving through life, we feel like life is moving around us, like it's moving with us, but it's really not. It's that we're moving through life, and when you stick your hand out the window, metaphorical life, it's like the wind, you're feeling the wind because it feels like you're going fast. And sometimes that wind, like you said, it feels like a barrier. It gives this sense of that nothing can touch you, because if you're moving fast through life, it's like almost like nothing can touch you. You stick your hand out the window and it feels like, you got this barrier around your hand, and it feels like if anything was to hit it, it's just gonna shield from this wind, the arrow, the arrow flow, or whatever the case is. And I'm trying to say this in a way that grasps that feeling that you get in that moment and how it connects kind of with life. And it's that you feel that wind blowing over, and like I said, if you were to take anything from in the car and try to put it on your hand, your hand will be shielded from it because that wind that's gusting over it. So if you took, like, say, if you took like water from a water bottle, threw it out the window, and it splashed on your hand, it would just blow right off. It may not even hit your hand possibly, because all that wind would just take it. However, or if it does hit your hand, it's just gonna bounce right off because of all this wind. But the bottle of water coming from in the car has that same momentum, and so it is part of what's going on in your life. And the wind is just hitting it because outside is moving. But the rain that's outside, now let's look at it from the perspective of the rain and not from the perspective of your hand. The rain is just dripping down and your hand is slapping into it, and it's slapping all of the rain. And so you don't have this kind of protection around you. You're just running into all the rain. It was just a thought that I had in my head, and I just thought that it was very interesting. And like I said, if you connect it to life, it's kind of like this concept that when we're in our own space, we kind of see things from the perspective of that everything's moving, that we are moving, and that life is blowing around us because we're moving. But actuality, where the world is actually moving in itself, and we're moving through it, but it's the perspective that we have from inside the car is different than the perspective that is from outside of the car, if that makes sense in terms of relating to life. I just thought it was a very interesting thought. Comment down below if that's something that, if you take a moment to think about and let it resonate. Does it say something to you? Does it speak something to you? Because it was just a moment where, obviously for years, as people, as kids, you stick your hand out the window, when you're a little kid and it's raining, or just in general, you feel the air blowing on your hand, and we don't think anything of it. And it was just one of those moments where I just had that thought. I just wanted to share it. I just thought it was interesting, that concept of perspective, of that, being in the car and what your thoughts are from how you're feeling that versus the perspective of the rain and the world around you and how that's viewing you. It's like, you know, you're not shielded by this wind. You are just moving from inside the car. It feels like you're shielded by this protection of barrier of wind. I just thought it was an interesting thing. If you guys are able to take that and relate it to let me know in the comments down below if whatever that makes you think of. But it was just a thought to me that I thought was very interesting and just kind of one of those just moments. So anyway, you guys, as always, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next video.